Okay, it's the 25th of January 2022, making it my 27th day of daily videos. Hopefully that light's not too bright. So, as we all know by now, clearly I'm a talker. I do like to share and post questions and opinions. The only forum I use besides this, my website, is Reddit. I do not have any socials whatsoever otherwise, but I do like to use Reddit. Yesterday I put up a post in the ADHD subtext subpage in regards to like people who may have been prescribed there I am mixing my words up again. People who may have been diagnosed with ADHD as an adult, or even if they've got it or they know something about it, if they have any tips or advice on the spacing out of when to take the medication to get the right benefits or the best benefits, so to speak. I have, like I've been saying, it's trial and error, right? So what are we on? On Sunday, I took my first one at 7:30, next one at 11 a.m, and the third one at 2. Nope, that was Saturday. Sunday, 7:30, 12, and then 4. Yesterday was 8:30, 12 p.m, and 3:40. So it is now 2:09. I had asked Grant to call me in the morning when he finished work because he finished at 6:30. I'd also obviously set my own alarms, which were, I don't know, they were set whenever they were. They started beeping, they drove me insane. In the end, he called me a little later, so it was 10 to 8 or 5 to 8, I think it was. Which is funny because I realised something else today besides what I originally jumped on the computer to make a story about. The first thing was that I have been writing notes and advice and things to help me grow for as long as I can remember, right? Because of the fact that I live in a house that the owners had never planned on renting out and they are knocking down, I can do whatever I want. I never had to pay bond or any of that stuff. So I write all of my notes directly onto my walls and cupboards now, right? And it's awesome, and my inner child absolutely loves it because who doesn't want to write on the walls? Anyway, in my bathroom, in my toilet, I wrote a note right next to where you sit, and it says, and I will post a picture with this, it says, if you are up from 5 a.m. onwards, stay up. You can always take a nap later. Now, I still can't figure this out myself, and it could be glaringly obvious to others, and maybe even a part of me, I don't know. I often wake up at around, between say 5 and 6:30 anyway, needing to go to the bathroom. Now, as I said yesterday, today's kicking my ass again today. My IC, my interstitial cystitis, I hope I'm saying that well enough for people to understand what I'm talking about, is really fucking bad. Anyway, but I woke up at 5 this morning and I was awake. Now, I consciously remember thinking to myself, looking at it saying, stay up, looking at the other one in my kitchen saying, stay up, make coffee, take your meds, and then actively saying to myself, no, my alarm is Grant and he will call me at 6:30 and another hour and a half is great. Who wouldn't want that, right? Except that that's not how that went down. So I didn't actually wake up until 5 to 8. And it still takes hours for everything to kick in. So I'm dealing with ADHD, chronic fatigue, and hypersomnia, and every other thing that I've got. And it's just like, it's now I'm awake. Now I feel fully focused. Everything's great, but it's 12 minutes past 2. So I put up a post yesterday on Reddit asking for some help, yeah? And someone messaged me back in the comments. And I found the reply so helpful. that I added this person and directly contacted them in the chat box, yeah? Now, they messaged me back, and now we've been talking since then. And it's only just hit me, well, in the last 5 minutes since we've been talking, or last 10 minutes, I guess you could say, since I've been talking for 5 minutes anyway, is that I've had this idea of a routine in my head for so long now, and that if I'm not following it, then I'm obviously failing. Now, we're all aware of how much that fucks with me, right? Like, I don't believe in actually failing. I don't believe you can be perfect. I don't believe perfection exists. I do think I can't say words properly when I'm talking to my camera. Go figure. Anyway, so what was I saying? I'm not failing. I'm doing everything I can possibly think of to help me, right? And I've started reading the latest textbook I've got for my personality unit. I'm excited. Like, I can't say that enough. Like, I'm so excited. I love what I learned, right? But I need to be able to give it my all. Now, I do remember thinking in the last couple of nights, maybe I just have to accept I'm one of those people who are always just going to end up starting their day around about 10. There's a part of me I don't want to be like that. So I'm talking to this person, and they have given me this advice. And because you'll never know anything about them, I'll just say, obviously, they've replied to me in a whole, they're sort of in a similar boat of the whole being prescribed. Like, I do not know why I keep getting prescribed and diagnosed incorrect, but every time I do, Graham thinks it's funny. But anyway, so as an adult, like, I'm still waiting on the official diagnosis simply because I'm too complex for the psychologist. No, that's not true. I've been seeing my psychologist for years. For the psychiatrist, I still have lots of appointments to go, even though everyone's in agreement I've got it. I just need to go through some more hoops and loops and whatever it is, right? But I'm being medicated for the ADHD versus the hypersomnia, right? And I get why. But I'm also very much a person who loves to nap, right? So if I get up in the morning, I absolutely will need a nap, right? And then it means I'll stay up later. And I guess how I was raised and the type of person I was raised by and what she considers good enough and worthy enough and warranting of love is grained in me. Like, this is what I've got to work through. I've got to work through all of the bullshit I've been through. And this person has just said to me, like, why don't you just have a nap and then take your afternoon one? Because I've so far taken this morning's dex at, it would have been 8. And then I took the second one at 11 because I felt like I was going to fall asleep. And today I was just like, don't worry so much about routine. Just take it when you think you need it, right? So I had to take it at 11 and didn't really feel like I had done much. I ended up having like 3 coffees and a can of E, which is bad for a lot of my conditions. But I've cut my energy drinks down and I'm doing the best I can, so sue me. I'm also on day 2 of no nicotine. So yeah, I think I'm doing okay. The point of my video is, though, I guess I haven't been allowing myself the option of potentially planning my day in the sense that I can have a nap or a siesta in the afternoon, because I keep comparing myself, and I know it's subconsciously, like I'm consciously aware of it, but I'm also consciously having a conversation with myself in the camera about myself, right? Let's see if I can remember what I'm talking about. I'm consciously aware of the fact, or subconsciously, until these moments, aware that in my head or my soul, whatever it might be, I'm comparing myself to a regular student. This doesn't exist, I'm sure of it, but I'm sure we know what I'm saying. So my head says that I should be up at this time, breakfast by this time, showered and dressed by this time, and at my desk no later than, say, 8:30, 9 o'clock at the absolute latest. And I must stay at my desk and study until it's, say, 5 o'clock at night. And then I can relax. I truthfully don't know a single student that I've ever met that actually does that. But that's what my internal expectations of me are, and I can't do that. I literally can't. And having the dexamphetamine and the doctors and the specialists and all the new meds is definitely making a huge difference in my life and my study abilities. But yesterday proved to me I still suffer massive overwhelm. Like, all I did yesterday was sort through notes, right? Because I've been enrolled in these units before. I've just had to withdraw a lot because health reasons. So sorting through notes, and it was becoming overwhelming. And I wasn't even trying to learn them. I was just trying to make sure I had them all. So I'm, as I've said yesterday, grateful that I have this time in advance because I absolutely need it. I hope the light in the background isn't as bad as it's annoying me in my camera. But yeah, the point of my story is I think everybody's routine is going to be what's best for them. And if you're anything like me, and there's a part of you that's just beating yourself up because you feel like you're not doing enough, I need you to say it with me. I am doing enough. I am worthy enough, because we are. Me, you, and everyone. And I'm going to end it there. Light and love to you all.